NashBio was created to help the broader life science industry make sense of all this data that we generate in the provision of healthcare.
The goal of NashBio is to help a pharmaceutical company or a biotech company discover a drug that it wouldn't have discovered if it hadn't used our database, or to help a diagnostic company to make a better test that's going to save lives.
It's one thing to just collect a lot of data in the database. It's a whole other process to really understand what our customers need, build the processes around delivering that data to customers, and then actually putting it in their hands so that it's actually usable in the context they want to use it.
Working with NashBio means working with experts who know how to navigate this data. The team is a multidisciplinary team.
We have data scientists, we have genomic scientists, we have business development specialists, we also have the clinical team.
We're very flexible, we're very easy to work with, extremely creative. So really, at the end of the day, what we try to do is meet clients where they are.
We all know that data allows us to answer questions, but you really need a team to help you navigate and guide you through the use of that data.
So NashBio actually partners with a wide variety of clients.
We work with companies with all different levels of sophistication when it comes to data science.
From big pharma to biotech startups.
Really what you get from working with NashBio is essentially a white glove service to really help companies through their R&D challenges and help them with their goals. There are a couple major advantages in a pharmaceutical company working with NashBio. The first is really centered around genetics. It has been shown in peer-reviewed studies and trials that when you leverage genetics in a clinical trial, it increases your phase 2 success probability. Secondly, when you have access to longitudinal and very deep clinical rich data, what you can also get is an entire movie of a patient, not just a picture or a static snapshot in time.
When you think about what the pharmaceutical companies have to invest to bring a new drug to market, there's incredible risk with that. And so engaging with NashBio with our high quality data, that helps to mitigate some of that risk on the R&D effort that will hopefully eventually lead to new drug discoveries.
So our clinical data is quite unique at both the scale and the depth that we have it at.
Having multimodal data in the context of supporting life science companies is extremely important.
And that means that our data comes from various clinical sources. The longitudinal nature of NashBio's data means that we can view a patient's journey for a specific disease in its entirety.
So having all of that richness just provides a much more detailed profile of the patient, what actually happened when they were sick.
If you look at other healthcare data sets, there's usually a shorter time horizon.
We can look at differences in standards of care, we can look at differences in outcomes, we can look at differences in therapeutic approaches, which means we have a cohesive and comprehensive view of the patient journey in our data.
Diversity is very important in understanding genetics, and it's also important in understanding how to enhance treatment options across the entire spectrum of human diversity across the globe.
This biobank has several aspects of diversity. There are demographic components, a wide age distribution, there's a representation of all types of diseases, and then there's ethnic diversity as well.
One of the issues in most biobanks across the world is that these biobanks have a very small percentage of those underrepresented groups, which is challenging because those underrepresented groups constitute a very large population across the entire globe.
If we're ever going to get to personalized care and really treating the individual, we really need to go into that patient's DNA. Our partners want to design therapeutics that benefit patients globally. They're not just looking to develop drugs and treatments for those in Europe. They want to make sure that there is wide representation and that they are not leaving anyone out when it comes to the opportunity to prevent and treat human disease.
One of the big things that NashBio does is really curate this data in a very usable manner.
NashBio's experience in this data, and not just the experience in the clinical data, but the experience in the imaging data.
Your laboratory results, to your waveform data, to your genetics, and understand all of that in context with each other.
Our clients come to us with these complex requirements and rigorous needs for the data sets they'd like us to design.
That really defines our project delivery, a customized approach.
The future of medicine, it's going to be personalized. It's not going to be based on a generic human being. It's going to be based on subpopulations or phenotypes that the drug then is appropriate for them.
We all have family members that have diseases that remain poorly understood even to this point in the 2020s. The hope being that we can ultimately make better treatments for these diseases and make impact for our family members, for our friends who are suffering from these conditions.
Because we're going to actually help personalize the information and therefore lead to personalized medicine solutions, we'll end up with drugs that work better, cost less for everyone in the system.
Companies and individuals that we partner with are doing amazing work, and anything we can do to help their research that is ultimately improving human health is certainly gratifying.
We all have an interest at the end of the day to serve patients and improve patient outcomes.
More tailored treatments mean better outcomes for patients and healthier lives for us all.
We like to say that smarter data.
Smarter data.
Smarter data.
Smarter data is in our DNA.